Cycling has been blessed with great rivalries over the years, and in Mathieu van der Poel versus Wout van Aert, the current generation has one to measure up to Coppi and Bartali, Boonen and Cancellara, and the rest. They've been going at it for more than a decade already, and you sense that there's still a lot more to come. The pair were born just 4 months apart, Van Aert in September 1994 and van der Poel in January 1995, with one from Belgium and one from Holland, but both from the cycling heartland of northern Flanders. Two riders, different characters, but with the ability to do just about anything on the bike. They have already faced each other almost 200 times and climbed podiums together nearly as often. Van der Poel dominates, but Van Aert wins worlds. The cyclocross world championships are once again the scene of some ugly comments, the climax of a season of even more rivalry. Once again, the pair have spent the 2017-2018 season on the podiums, but this time Van der Poel is the overwhelmingly dominant force. He wins 7 of the 9 rounds of the World Cup to claim his first overall title, 6 of the 8 rounds to win his 3rd Super Prestige, and 7 of the 8 rounds to win the DVV series for the first time. He adds the Dutch and European titles, winning 32 of the 39 races he enters and only finishing off the podium once. Van Aert, on the other hand, is some way short of his best, sparking an inquest in Belgium over the cause of his problems. "I seem to be fighting against myself," he says. Van der Poel turns world's tables. Pair hit the classics. Despite Van Aert racing in the rainbow jersey, Van der Poel continues his general dominance of cyclocross. "The jersey I have is not one that should always be chasing," says Van Aert as he has to settle for 2nd place until the end of December. Van Aert goes through a period of upheaval as he terminates his contract with the Verandas Krellen team in feud with team manager Nick Nuyens and races as an independent before joining Jumbo-Visma. The 2nd places continue in the new year as Van der Poel wins 6 World Cups, 7 DVV trophies, and all 8 Super Prestige races, plus the Dutch and European titles again. This time, there's no turning of the tables at Worlds, and Van der Poel finally ends Van Aert's run. Van Aert prevents the usual lead from the front exhibition, but Van der Poel gets away halfway through in Denmark, with Van Aert settling for silver at 16 seconds. "There was a lot of weight coming off my shoulders when crossing that finish line," Van der Poel says. Finally, it comes together again. Gent-Wevelgem reignites the rivalry. The 2020 season may be disrupted by the pandemic, but it produces one of the major chapters of the rivalry as the pair hit the heights on the road in the delayed classics. The cyclocross season has been a write-off in terms of rivalry, as Van Aert continues his recovery from his horrific Tour de France crash. Van der Poel starts his season late after his mountain bike and road exploits, but makes up for lost time with wins in all but one of his races, including 5 World Cups and the Dutch and European titles. At Worlds, he claims his 3rd elite rainbow jersey in Switzerland after riding alone from the first lap. Van Aert is 4th, almost as impressive considering where he's come from. On the road, however, it's Van Aert who takes a major step forward and seems to leave Van der Poel behind. He wins Strade Bianche and his first monument at Milan-San Remo up the season restart, while Van der Poel looks off the pace. Van Aert goes on to turn heads with his climbing performances at the Dauphiné and Tour de France, raising excitement over his stage racing prospects. After Van Aert wins silver in the road race and time trial at the World Championships in Imola, and Van der Poel picks up form with wins at Tirreno Adriatico and the overall at the Binkbank Tour, the pair lock horns on the cobbles in October. Van der Poel has the edge. After the late finish to the road season, both riders opt for stripped-back cyclocross campaigns. Bucking the trend of recent years, Van Aert manages to stop Van der Poel's dominance, if not overturn it. He wins the truncated World Cup Series, but still insists Van der Poel is the favorite for the World Championships given his superior record in their head-to-head battles 5-3. After their Gent-Wevelgem clash, their rivalry dominates the build-up, but there's little controversy this year. Each looks to put pressure on the other by designating them the favorite, but other than that, things are civil. In the race itself, Van der Poel suffers an early crash, but the tables turn when Van Aert punctures on lap 3. Van der Poel rides away and only extends the gap all the way to the finish, where he celebrates a 3rd straight rainbow jersey. With 4 in total, he moves ahead of Van Aert, and the psychological upper hand is enhanced by the way Van Aert admits to mentally cracking. A few years ago, it was he who was bragging about never giving up. 2022, a year off, there isn't much of a rivalry in the cross fields as Van der Poel's winter is ravaged by a back injury and a knock-on knee injury. The Dutchman drops into the Dendermonde World Cup on Boxing Day and is competitive but has to relent to Van Aert after 40 minutes of racing. He starts in Houston Zolder the next day but does not finish, and that's the end of his cross campaign. Van Aert, meanwhile, adds 8 further wins including the Belgian title but skips the World Championships given their location in the USA. A timeout for the rivalry. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.